Ratio then. Ratio is a way of writing on comparing one quantity compared to another. Okay, so we have a look at the first example. We're looking at the pictures. So we're looking at the cats and the mice. The ratio of cats to mice is 5 cats. Pen working? 5 cats. I don't want red pen. Can't get. There we go. 5. And we do 2 dots. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mice. So the ratio of cats to mice would be 5 to 6. The order is important. It's cats to mice, it's 5 to 6. Mice to cats would be the other way around. Be 6 to 5. Dogs to cats to mice, there are 3 dogs. So it'd be 3. 5 cats, 6 mice. Okay, and read that as 3 to 5 to 6. Dogs to cats to mice. There's no difference with those 2 questions. I don't know why they're both on there. Sorry about that. We'll just ignore that last one. Okay, question 2. If you simplify a ratio, it's a bit like simplifying a fraction. Okay, if you imagine, this pen is not playing games today. Here we go. If you imagine that 5 to 15 written as 5 over 15, we're simplifying down the ratio the exact same way as we would simplify down the fraction. So we're looking for the biggest number that goes into both 5 and 15. Biggest number that goes into both 5 and 15 is 5. So we're going to divide top and bottom by 5. In this case, we're going to divide both sides by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So it gives me a ratio of 1 to 3. 16 and 24. Biggest number that goes into 16 and 24 is 8. I want to show you what happens if you don't spot the biggest number. Okay, so let's say that we know 4 goes into 16 and 24. So if I divide both sides by 4, 16 divided by 4 is 4. 24 divided by 4 is 6. Both even numbers. It's a big hint. Anything, if both your numbers are even, they're always going to divide by 2. If they both end in 0 or 5, they're going to divide by 5. Okay, so if you're not very good at your times tables, you might want to check these. Also, you can do this on your calculator. I'll get my calculator up and show you in a second. Both these sides then are still divisible by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now, if we divided by 8, we'd have gone straight to that 2 to 3 without having to do this step in between. We can do this with more than 2 ratios. We can do it with 3 ratios as well. So if we look at the next one, we've got a ratio 6 to 3 to 1. Because we've got a 1 in there, we can't simplify down anything because there's nothing that goes into 1. So that would just stay as 6 to 3 to 1. This one, we've got 14, 35 and 56. They're all in the 7 times table. So I can divide them all by 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 35 divided by 7 is 5. 56 divided by 7 is 8. It's always worth doing a wee quick check along. 2, 5 and 8. There's nothing that goes into all 3 of them. So we can't simplify that any further. Now, I'll put a worksheet on called Basic Ratio. If you want to practice these 2 things, you can try that one first. If you're quite confident with these things, we'll move on. Okay, using a ratio to find a missing quantity then. So the ratio of boys to girls in a class is 3 to 4. If there are 16 girls, how many boys are there? I like to do this, there's lots of ways of doing it, but I like to do it by setting out as a table. So if I'm talking about the ratio of boys to girls, I look at the ratio of boys to girls, it's 3 to 4. There are 16 girls, so I can put the 16 underneath the 4. And then I'm just saying I've gone from 4 to 16 times by 4. So I can do the same here. And we get 12. This isn't the only way of doing this. It's my preferred way of doing it, but it isn't the only way. The other thing we can do is we can match up the information we've got. We've got 4, ratio of 3 to 4 and 16 girls. So we do 16 divided by 4 to work out what 1 would be. That would be 4. That means I need 4 lots of whatever that one is. So then I do 3 times 4. It's the same sums. It's just a different way of thinking about it. Okay, number 2, purple paint mixed using red and blue paint. The ratio of red paint to blue paint is 2 to 5. So red to blue is 2 to 5. if 350ml of blue paint is used, so we've got 350ml of blue paint, how much red paint is needed? Okay, so I've gone from 5 to 350. Opposite of that's dividing, so 350 divided by 5 is 70. So I'm timesing by 70, so I need to times by 70. So I would need 140 millilitres. My other way of doing that would be just to divide first. The 350 divided by 5 is 70. 70 times 2 is 140. Number 3, the ratio of cars to vans to motorbikes. So cars to vans to motorbikes is 7 to 3 to 1. There are 28 cars. How many vans and motorbikes are there? So to get from 7 to 28, 7 goes into 28 4 times, so I'm timesing by 4. 3 4s are 12, 1 4 is 4. So there are 12 vans, 4 motorbikes. Your alternative method then, 28 cars, 7 matches the cars, so 28 divided by 7 gives me 4. We're then doing 3 times 4 to get 12, 1 times 4 to get 1. Oh, 1 times 4, not 1, fix that. 4 motorbikes. Okay. One page, let's change. Sorry, computer just being really slow. Okay, last wee bit on ratio then, we need to share into a given quantity. Okay, so I want to share £81 in the ratio 4 to 5. So imagine I had £81 and I wanted to share it between 2 children, but I liked one slightly more. So one of them's getting a bigger share than the other one. It's not always a half and half share. To work this out, what we need to know is we need to know the total. Oh, red pen again. The total that we're splitting this into. So the total of 4 add 5 is 9. So I've got £81. I'm sharing it into 9 equal parts. So I need to do 81 divided by 9, which is 9. So that is what one share is worth. I'm sharing it in the ratio 4 to 5. I do 4 lots of 9, which would be £36, and 5 lots of 9, which would be £45. And that's how much they would get each. And if you add the two together, it's always worth a wee check. 36 and 45 is 81. It should always come back to your total. Question 2. We're sharing 420 in the ratio 3 to 4. So my total, 2, 3, add 4 is 7. So I do my 420 divided by 7, I get 60. So that's what one share is worth. I'm sharing this in the ratio 3 to 4, so I do 60 times 3 is 180 grams. 60 times 4 is 240 grams. And again, if you add together, you'll get back to that 420. Number 3, we're sharing £1,600 in the ratio 1 to 2 to 5. We'll start again by finding the total. So 1 add 2 add 5 is 8. So 1,600 divided by 8 is £200. Again, that's what one share is worth. So then my 1 is just going to be the 200 times by 2. The next one is going to be 400. And the last one would be 1,000. Okay, last question then. I'll do a wee separate video for the last wee bit looking at the assessment type questions. Okay, we're sharing 3,600 in the ratio 2 to 3 to 4. So my total, 2 add 3 add 4 is 9. 3,600 divided by 9 is £400. Times it by 2. Oh, is not 880 anything, it's just 800. That's better. Times it by 3. The next one is 1,200 and times it by 4. Just 1,600. Okay. I'll leave you to practice some of these.